Thank you, Mark. That was beautiful. He's the director of our financial aid. Good afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. I'm Dr. Dan Scholes, Vice President for Academic Affairs at Cardinal Stritch University. It is my honor to welcome you to the 82nd Commencement for the university. Allow me to begin with introductions of the platform party. I ask that the following groups and individuals please stand. The Deans and Associate Deans of the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Education and Leadership, the College of Business and Management, the Ruth S. Coleman College of Nursing and Health Sciences, members of the Board of Trustees, members of university leadership, Mr. Daniel J. Bader, honorary degree recipient, Mr. Howard Milton, honorary degree recipient, Ms. Jan Griesbach, student commencement speaker and PhD candidate in leadership for the advancement of learning and service, Sister Marcia Lunds, OSF, Associate Director of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi, and Kathleen A. Reinhardt, President. The banners carried during the procession today are called gonfalons. They have had special significance in formal ceremonies since the medieval period, especially in Italy during the time of St. Clare and St. Francis of Assisi. The gonfalons include our university seal, as well as the founding year and regalia colors of each college. Graduation is truly an exciting and important occasion. It is a time for reflection, as well as a time to embrace future opportunities. We therefore celebrate the students, faculty, and staff who have preceded us. Their work, dedication to excellence, and embrace of the Franciscan values that have defined Stritch for almost 100 years have guided us to this point in our history. And we celebrate all of you, our graduates, who have worked so hard to get to this day and are about to engage in a new life chapter of opportunity and achievement. Each of you will play an integral role in shaping the future of Cardinal Stritch University. Your ongoing support for the university will assure that succeeding generations of students have access to the outstanding faculty, programs, and activities that enabled you to define and realize your dreams. We begin our program with an invocation led by Dr. Sean Lansing, Vice President for Mission Integration. Please rise.
Let us pause for a moment and recognize the sacred presence of God who is in our midst. God of wisdom and truth, we come before you today grateful for the accomplishments that we celebrate and mindful that they were not accomplished alone. Therefore, we ask you to bless our university community, the families that have come here to celebrate, and especially our graduates. May they be inspired by the community of saints that we memorialize on our campus. Inspired by St. Bonaventure for his lifelong search for truth and beauty. Inspired by Roger Bacon for his curiosity and ingenuity, which led to the modern scientific method. Inspired by Blessed John Duns Scotus for his keen intellect and humble spirit. And inspired by Saints Francis and Clare for their commitment to the gospel values of loving God and loving neighbor. We thank you for the heart to live lives of compassion, the hands to reach out and create communities rooted in caring for one another, the eyes to see the beauty in all creation and to recognize your divine presence, the mind to understand that our differences make us stronger, enabling us to build peace together. We pray all of these things with confidence in your profound love for us. Amen.
Sister Marcia Lunds, Associate Director of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi, and a member of the University Corporation, will assist Sister Nancy Kazik and Miss Janice Ochinkowski, co-chairs of the Board of Trustees, in a special candle lighting ceremony. When chartered in 1937, Cardinal Stritch University was named St. Clair College. The college, founded and sponsored by the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi, was named after St. Clair of Assisi, who, along with St. Francis, was a co-founder of the Franciscan tradition. St. Clair's name in Latin means brightly or clearly. In this lighting ceremony, we wish to focus on the lives and examples of St. Clair and St. Francis, as well as on the four foundational values of the Franciscan tradition: creating a caring community, reverencing all creation, showing compassion, and making peace. As a university community, we are committed to reflecting these values in all our personal and professional interactions. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce the president of Cardinal Stritch University. As our 9th president, Kathleen A. Reinhardt serves as the leader of our efforts to preserve the university's Catholic and Franciscan heritage, ensure its continued leadership role in higher education, and our ongoing commitment to transforming lives through academic excellence and service. President Reinhardt.
Good afternoon. This is a wonderful day to celebrate all of you who have worked so hard. We want to welcome all of you to this ceremony, your family and friends. And as one of 3 universities holding commencements throughout this day within a 10-block radius, I can say that there is a great sense of joy and more than a little relief. Not only that the rain has stopped, because I'm looking right out the door, and it's sunny out there right now, waiting for you. But there's a great sense of joy and a little more than, a little relief in the hearts and minds of all who are graduating, their families and friends. For most of us in this room, that sense of joy will be further enhanced when the Bucks win later this evening. The ceremonies that are occurring today reflect a centuries-old tradition dedicated to honoring academic achievement. Humorist Robert Orban once remarked that a graduation ceremony is an event where the commencement speaker tells hundreds of students dressed in identical caps and gowns that individuality is the key to success. Whether the theme is individuality or pursuing one's passion in life, many pearls of wisdom are shared with all of you today by those who wish they had known at age 22 what they all now actually understand all too well 20, 30, 40, or more years later. For example, Winston Churchill reminded us that success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. Legendary basketball coach John Wooden said, "Things work out best for those who make the best of the way things work out." From Maya Angelou, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. And from George W. Bush, To those of you who received honors, awards, and distinctions, I say well done. And to the C students, I say to you, you too can be President of the United States. But right here and right now, think of all that you have accomplished since you made the decision to enter a master's or doctoral program. With a mix of excitement and apprehension, one or more of the following questions were likely on your minds. Will I be able to do this work? How will I pay for this? Will I be able to manage my studies, my job, my family obligations? Who was it again that told me this was a good idea? And why do I still consider that person a friend? Will this advanced degree prepare me for the career advancement or leadership track that I seek? Many of those questions have been answered by you and for you over time. You are now in a very, very different place than you were at the start of your journey, buoyed by a greater sense of confidence in yourself and in the skills you are prepared to take into the workplace as a leader in your field. Know also that in the background, the entire Stritch community of faculty and staff, especially those who have served as your advisors or dissertation chairs, have been fully engaged in continuous conversations about you, not only to ensure that we offered the level of support you needed to answer these questions, but also to ensure that the programs in which you have been enrolled maintain the necessary academic rigor and currency that will enable you to succeed and lead in your chosen field. The campus community into which we welcomed you is actively framed by the 4 Franciscan values that have defined this university for more than 80 years: creating a caring community, showing compassion, reverencing creation, and making peace. These values infuse the curricula in all degree, credentialing, and professional development programs, transforming lives and positioning graduates to succeed both intellectually and spiritually. These values serve as a framework through which we regularly welcome students from more than 40 countries, 47 countries this year, and a multitude of professional backgrounds, creating one of the most engaged and diverse university communities in the state of Wisconsin. At a time when too much of our national life appears to be characterized by turbulence, fear, and destructive discourse, we have created here at Stritch a community that is focused on excellence, diversity, inclusion, and compassion. We are focused both on how we learn and how we act. All of us bear the responsibility to carry forward the legacy of servant leadership, learning, and service. Wherever you go and whatever you do, that legacy will, in many ways, define who you are. Honor it, care for it, support it, so that future generations of Stritch graduates can experience the same sense of accomplishment and fulfillment that you are feeling today. On behalf of the entire Stritch community, I also ask you to give thanks. Reach out today and embrace those who invested their confidence, support, time, prayers, and tuition dollars in you and your success. Be confident. All of you have remarkable skills and strengths. Don't be shy in using them. Don't be shy in using them to enhance not only your life, but the lives of others. Be kind. A kind word, a gentle touch, a quiet conversation can, when you least expect it, significantly alter and transform someone else's life for the better. Find joy in what you do. All of you will be working very hard in a wide variety of ways. Identify that work or form of service that is authentic to you. Work that not only sustains your commitment to lifelong learning, but also serves as a model of professional growth for those you will be responsible to lead. Larry Lucchino, a former CFO of the Boston Red Sox, stated the following: "Life is not about warming yourself by the fire. Life is about building the fire, and generosity is the match. To consider yourself and to be considered capable is good. To consider yourself and to be considered loving is even better. But to know yourself as generous is best of all. Generosity is its own reward. There's a Chinese proverb that applies. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody." It is my sincere pleasure and honor to serve this university and all of you. You are the reason we're here. Enjoy the day. Know that we are here for you, looking forward to welcoming you back as engaged alumni, and hopefully into other degree or professional development programs. We also are proud to have welcomed you into the Stritch community, and equally proud today to send you on your way, equipped with the intellectual and spiritual skills necessary to do good work and to serve others. We are so proud of everything that you have accomplished and how you all have enriched the Stritch community. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Reinhardt. Our student speaker today is Jan Griesbach, who is a PhD candidate in leadership for the advancement of learning and service. Jan currently serves as the Director of Instructional Leadership for the Milwaukee Public Schools Central Region and is responsible for supervising a number of operations for 26 schools. Upon her graduation today, Jan plans to continue her efforts to eliminate the achievement gap by confronting issues of inequality and bias, and by supporting the development of efficient and effective systems in order to produce increased student outcomes. I am pleased and honored to introduce to you Jan Griesbach.
Thank you, Dr. Scholes. I'm honored to be with you today during our commencement ceremony from one of the finest universities in the entire world. Truth be told, I was probably selected as your commencement speaker because it took me over 7 years to get to this moment. I'm a doctoral student who actually vacationed in ABD land. The committee probably felt bad for me for continuing to collect tuition while I didn't write, research, or study for years. During this time, my chair even stated, "Jan, I'm really not sure when you're going to really find a topic, so I need to retire, and you're going to need to find another chair." It felt like a really bad breakup. She even did it through email. This was a sign I actually needed to move this along. So you millennials in the crowd, you slayed it. Congratulations. In my job, I have the privilege of serving as district leadership for Milwaukee Public Schools as the Director of Instructional Leadership, the Central Region, that includes the 53206 zip code. Every day, I am privileged to serve 26 schools, 26 principals, over 9,000 students, and over 1,000 staff. Even on the days that are most challenging, walking into a K-5 classroom can make my struggles disappear. I mean, when you hear our babies singing, audience, this is where I'll need your participation. Ready? Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do. you would feel joy too. As I walk in and out of classrooms with principals, I work to support them, who in turn support teachers and staff to develop our scholars into the best complex problem solvers this world will ever know for jobs that don't even exist yet. With a fierce focus on academic achievement and high standards, we must ensure we grow and develop our scholars to stand in their truths and embrace their struggles, as they have the power to write their narratives and are not defined by their zip code. This, however, takes humility, passion, empathy, vulnerability, servant leadership, and Franciscan values that I've worked hard on over the many years to develop in my head, in my heart, and in my gut. You see, what Cardinal Stritch has taught me is that I cannot give to others what I don't have. I started the program thinking that as a leader, I needed to have all the power, all the answers, and all the control. But the more I realized through the classes I took and the professors I had, the more I realized I had a lot to learn. Thank you to the doctoral program professors for saving my life and career that I didn't even know I was losing. Thank you for bringing me to the feet of the greatest leaders in the world through Summer Institute and to travels to Italy to refine my inward reflection and discovery of me to actually be able to serve authentically. I learned the hard way that a transformed life actually starts inside. As Brené Brown states, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. So, you do you. There is no other way. If you care about what other people think, as Lao Tzu states, you will always be their prisoner. So allow me to offer this. As we stand in this current state of affairs in the world, as leaders armed with bias, we are dangerous. Our bias flaws our mental models of ourselves and the ability to engage others. You do you, and step into the fray and boldly embrace the shame, the failure, and the rejection so that you can claim your identity and move beyond what keeps you from achieving your personal best. Cardinal Stritch has prepared you to be a better version of yourself today than yesterday, and yet better version tomorrow. There are no excuses. Don't dishonor your legacy. You know your reasons, so start to walk towards them with purpose. As Margaret Wheatley states, when we begin listening to each other and when we talk about things that matter to us, the world actually begins to change. Everyone has the capacity to be able to figure out how to make a difference. Listening and talking to one another heals our divisions and makes us brave again. So after you walk across this stage, continue to be selfless about process time that will lead you to new understandings about yourself so you can do you in a new and improved way each and every day. This will require you to look outward for insights from others, but also to look inward, reflecting on your lived experiences and ways of knowing and seeing the world. You are more powerful than you can possibly imagine in this moment. You have the skills graduating from this distinguished institute to support people who are actually capable of solving their own problems, given the right conditions. So, listen them into solutions and give them space. When you do you, and your personality comes to serve as the energy of your soul, you will be unstoppable in this world of chaos, because you have been designed and built to bring order. For you know and understand that often our connection to people is deepest through pain and not accomplishment. When we leave through these doors today, we leave carrying huge privilege and obligation marked by graduation to do great things in meaningful ways as leaders. So, the charge I lay before you is the call to action to transform the zip codes in which we live in, only constrained by the parameters we put on ourselves. Will you be an architect or designer of spaces where others can grow and flourish? Or, if the system is not working for positive outcomes, are you prepared to dismantle the system? When your focus becomes as essential as the air you breathe, you will attain your outcomes regardless. So, stay in the struggle and take responsibility for what matters to you. Speak to your power. Be thankful for what you have. Be fearless for what you want for yourself and others. You do you. Congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Jan, for your inspiring remarks and important reminders. We now move to the presentation of the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. It has been noted that the first honorary degree was awarded in 1692 by Harvard University to its president, Increase Mather. The honorary degree, which is presented honoris causa, or for the sake of the honor, is awarded as a way to recognize and celebrate an individual's significant contributions to society. The university will be awarding 2 honorary degrees today, one we awarded this morning and one this afternoon, to individuals who have made significant contributions to society and the well-being of our fellow citizens. Their work reflects the very essence of the Franciscan values to which we as a university are dedicated. We are very pleased and honored to present Mr. Daniel J. Bader, President and CEO of Bader Philanthropies Incorporated, with a Doctorate of Humane Letters. Mr. Bader, will you please come forward? President Reinhardt, Mr. Bader, through his daily work to improve the quality of life of thousands of our fellow citizens in the greater Milwaukee area as the CEO of Bader Philanthropies, has earned not only the esteem, but also the deep respect and love of innumerable professional colleagues and community members. Mr. Bader's achievements warrant special recognition by the university. It is therefore my honor and pleasure to recommend that Mr. Daniel J. Bader be awarded a Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, by Cardinal Stritch University, this 19th day of May, 2019.
Mr. Bader, your dedication to improving the quality of life for so many throughout the greater Milwaukee area has long been an inspiration not only to those with whom you work each day, but those whose lives you literally have transformed through the establishment of grants and partnerships focused on finding innovative solutions to the challenges that people face, such as providing for a safe childhood, a productive working life, and dignity while aging. The university, as we have been saying today, is framed by 4 Franciscan values. Throughout 2019, the Stritch community has been highlighting the importance of showing compassion, which is marked by serving and caring for the poor and oppressed, working for justice, taking responsible social action, and offering unselfish service. Your daily commitment to improving the quality of life for everyone through community engagement and investment in programs that cultivate minds and hearts serves as a tangible model of what it actually and fundamentally means to show compassion. Your leadership of Bader Philanthropies has meant that thousands of our fellow citizens have been able to experience a renewed sense of hope, stability, and empowerment in their lives. Your daily work has, in the words of Martin Luther King Jr., answered life's most persistent and urgent question: what are you doing for others? Though attention to yourself is not something that you seek in any manner, the nature and daily impact of your work warrants special recognition by the university, not only because your actions to date have benefited so many, but also because here today, your work and the message you will share very likely will inspire others to pursue a life devoted to philanthropical work that is fundamentally framed by compassion. And so, by the authority vested in and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees, I am delighted and honored to confer on Mr. Daniel J. Bader the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. We are so proud and honored to be able to recognize you today.
Thank you, President Reinhardt. I want to start first by really congratulating the graduates here today for all of your hard work. I got the easy degree today. I didn't really have to do a whole lot to get here in terms of writing papers and so on. And I know that you put a lot of effort and energy into it today, so congratulations to you all and to your families. I am truly honored and humbled to receive this prestigious honor from Cardinal Stritch University. I really can't think of another university that, in fact, I would rather get an honorary doctorate from other than Cardinal Stritch. You see, Cardinal Stritch embodies the same values that I cherish as a person. The Franciscan values of creating a caring community, showing compassion, reverencing all of creation, and making peace are very similar to my own personal life values. You know, that's actually kind of funny when you think about it, because I grew up in an Orthodox Jewish home. In our Orthodox Jewish home, I didn't even know who St. Francis was. We learned values from Abraham, Isaac, and Moses. In our house, we were taught certain values. We were taught about giving charity through the Jewish tradition of tzedakah. We were taught about the importance of helping others through volunteering and getting involved. But the most important value of my childhood was the importance of developing relationships with people who are different from yourselves. You see, in my white, Jewish, wealthy childhood home, we had many, many friends who were not like us. We got to meet and know people from different countries, people from different cultural backgrounds, people with different levels of education, people of different ages, and people from different wealth levels. We got to know people who were seemingly very different from us, but in a way, we learned were the same as us. In my early 20s, something revolutionary to my life happened. I ended up in a 12-step recovery program for a drug addiction. Now, I know that perhaps some of you here today have been in those 12-step recovery rooms, and you know how amazing those rooms really are. Each meeting is a place where emotional and spiritual growth is cherished. The great thing about 12-step recovery rooms is that there's only one qualification required to get into the room, and that is a desire to recover from addiction. That's it. You don't need to have a certain level of education, a certain level of wealth, or a certain skin color. All you need is to have a desire to recover from addiction. What that does is puts everybody on the same level. We are all in the 12-step rooms. No one is better than anyone else. No one is smarter. No one has more to offer. Everyone is a simple human being trying to get better. The biggest lesson that I've learned out of those many years of going to recovery meetings is that everybody is a smart person. Everyone adds value. I have learned over the years that I can grasp knowledge from literally anybody in the room. All the typical categories of life do not matter. It doesn't matter whether somebody has a PhD or never even finished high school. It doesn't matter if someone has an empty wallet or is a millionaire. It doesn't matter if someone is a felon or a judge. It doesn't matter if a person lives in a penthouse or under a bridge. I have learned over the years that everybody is smart and everybody has something to teach me. It all comes down to mindset. I have to look at each person as a person of value and not as an object or a category. When I turned 30, I had the great honor of being asked to establish the Bader Foundation by my elders. It was a tremendous show of confidence in me by a very accomplished set of older, wiser people. In the early years of creating the foundation, I would meet for hours and hours with lawyers and investors talking about money, discussing and strategizing about hundreds of millions of dollars. There was one day in the summer of 1992 when I spent all day in a room talking about money. And I've got to tell you, after about 5 hours of sitting in a room talking about money, that money entered into my body. It started in my toes, came up through my body, and before I knew it, it was in my head. At the end of that day, I walked out of that room thinking that I was hot stuff. I was smart, I was talented, and perhaps a little better than many other people because my knowledge and understanding of how to manage and invest hundreds of millions of dollars. I left that room and went, as I normally did, to a 12-step meeting. I happened to sit across a lady that I recognized. On that day, when I was feeling so proud of myself, I asked my friend a simple question. How was your day? Her answer simply changed my life. Her answer was, my day is not good. I am not doing well. I just got out of a psychiatric ward after another suicide attempt. At that moment, my mindset changed. I went from being hot stuff to being just another human being. I started paying attention to her, not to me. I noticed that she was shaking. I noticed that she was unstable. So me and my friend sat over a cup of coffee and talked about the importance of being alive, the importance of life. We sat at that table and listened, and I listened to her for quite a while. I don't think that she really learned much from me that day, but I sure learned a whole lot from her. I learned no matter how much we think we have in life, no matter how important we think we are, all of us just have today. I want to pause for a moment and bring into this discussion a quote from my favorite philosopher, Mother Teresa. Now, please don't tell my rabbi, but I read a quote from Mother Teresa every morning. Mother Teresa says, "Let us be very sincere in our dealings with each other and have the courage to accept each other as we are. Don't be surprised or preoccupied at each other's failures. Rather see and find in each other the good." The good. I love that quote from Mother Teresa because she reminds us that there is good in everyone. We just need to look for it. A number of years ago, I decided to write a mission statement for myself. And after many weeks of contemplation, I came up with a very simple mission statement of, my purpose in life is to help others. It's a simple statement, but actually, it turns out that it's kind of a hard thing to do. What this means is that I need to be conscious of my intentions and actions on a daily basis. It means that I really need to think about how I treat others every moment of every day. It's really about mindset. In order to help others, I have to look at other people as having tremendous value. I have to listen to people. I have to learn from people, and I have to build relationships with people. People cannot be objects or obstacles. When I see people as people, then I can try to help others. Building relationships is what we do at Bader Philanthropies. When we decided to build our new headquarters in the heart of the city, in the Robbie neighborhood on Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, we knew that the headquarters would only be a success if we built relationships with our neighbors. You see, in our society, it's easy to hide behind societal structures, barriers, if you wish. It's easy to avoid people who are different from ourselves. We can live in neighborhoods where everybody is like us. We can shop at stores where everybody is like us. But when we do that, we miss the great opportunity to get to know people who are different from us. I've had the great pleasure over the past 2 years to get to know people who are homeless. It's fair to say that my friends and family thought I was a little crazy. I got to know people who literally had nothing. And not only did I get to know them by name, they became my friends. It was a risky idea, I suppose, and a few interesting things happened along the way. But what really happened was I learned a lot. I learned that once again, no matter how downtrodden a person may look, that person can teach me something. That no matter how little a person has, that person can give me something. More importantly, I learned that people just want to be understood, respected, and loved. At Bader Philanthropies, we try to look past the societal structures that are often in place. We try to fund organizations that other funders look past or dismiss. We try to fund in locations that others don't often fund. Many of these organizations that we fund are small and have limited staff. They may not be skilled at explaining their vision or mission, or even at raising money, but at the center of each of these organizations are people with a passion and commitment to helping others. Now, I don't know how many of you in this room have had a chance to visit Jerusalem, and if you haven't been there yet, you should definitely go. Put it on your bucket list. Jerusalem is definitely a magical place. It is one of the oldest cities in the world and is considered holy to three major Abrahamic religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. People of the different faiths live together, work together, and commute together. But Jerusalem is not always a peaceful place. People often focus more on their differences versus their commonalities. Conflict over minor day-to-day issues is common in Jerusalem. It's a very complex funding environment. Many funders have either decided to take sides, that being just supporting the Jews or just supporting the Arabs, or perhaps just staying away. At Bader Philanthropies, however, we have seen opportunities to bring people together through funding. One of our partner organizations in Jerusalem is Playing for Peace. This is an organization that uses sports and recreation as a hook for building constructive cross-cultural interactions in regions that have seen conflict. In Jerusalem, Playing for Peace brings together basketball players from all parts of the city. The Peace Players All-Stars includes mixed teams of Arabs and Jews in youth basketball leagues. This is a great example where we can bring people together from different cultures to get to know each other, to grow together, and in this case, to have fun and stay active. It is so very important for all of us to develop relationships across the typical boundaries of race, religion, and economic status. Each one of us has so much to offer each other, but we can only learn from each other if we know each other. I want to leave you today with the thought of action. It's certainly important to plan and strategize, but at the end of the day, it's important for each of us to take action. Not all of our actions need to be big and bold. Small, seemingly innocent actions are just as powerful as big strategic plans. The point is that we all have to get up and do something. We have to do things that help each other. We have to get to know each other better. Let me close with my final quote from Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa says, "Give love in action. Our works of love are nothing but works of peace. Let us do them with greater love and efficiency, each in his own work, in daily life, at home, and with one neighbor's. Be happy and be at peace." Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Bader. Thank you for your inspiring remarks and your continued leadership in the community and across the state and globally. It is indeed an honor to recognize you as Dr. Bader at Cardinal Stritch University. We will now proceed to conferring of degrees. Please note that in your commencement program lists, in alphabetical order, the names of all the candidates eligible to receive degrees during this past academic year. However, please note that the graduates participating in the ceremony today will not be receiving their degrees in alphabetical order since they have elected to sit with classmates of their choosing. President Reinhardt, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor of presenting candidates for the following 2019 graduate degrees: Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, Masters of Education. We will now confer graduate degrees on the respective candidates. Dr. Kate Might, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and Dr. Carl Mueller, Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will announce the names of the candidates for the award of master's degrees in the college. Candidates, please proceed to the stage as directed by the ushers. Our President, Kathleen Reinhardt, and Sister Nancy Kasich, co-chair of the Board of Trustees, will present you with your diplomas.
Diane Bentley Henderson.
Amal Alamri.
Connie Evers.
Swasti Pierre-Curol.
Dana Coleman.
Lauren Curtin.
Carly Tatum.
Susan Shively.
Lance Went.
Derek Thruman.
Peter Fanos.
Luciana Fitzgerald.
Adam Taberman.
Joseph Megan.
Reese Volp.
Lauren Kasperzak.
Michael Rickers.
Andrew Lopez.
Sean Shelnut.
Fatima Ablawi.
Ms. Jeanette Braverman, Dean of External Partnerships in the College of Business and Management, and Dr. Peggy Van Scotter, Dean of Operations, Curriculum, and Personnel in the College of Business and Management, will announce the names of the candidates for the awards of master's degrees in the college. Candidates, please proceed to the stage as directed by the ushers.
Eileen Collins.
Christopher John.
Giovanna Daddio.
Isaiah Hare.
Craig Hale.
Lonnie Weaver.
Anita Bromley.
Say it again. Musa Amer Ukatani.
Henry Alvarez.
Eddie Sparkman.
Suave Kyles.
Gwendolyn Carter.
Luisa Frimpong.
Fred Scaife.
Travis Albrandt.
Shakayla Curtis.
Randall Trumbull Hoper.
Charlie Reichwalter. Danielle McKay.
Abduvahid Kakitov.
Camila Sparks.
Lucindia Johnson.
Kia Green.
Nina Smith.
Nicole LaFleur.
Ivana Ormond.
Ubaib Akpan.
Arlene Patterson.
Robbie Cox.
Matthew Doyle.
Ayana Polly.
Alicia Harps.
Trisha Brown.
Damian Charlie.
Jordan Seam.
Nicholas Kraft.
Natalie Odom.
Marlon Hill.
Alexandra Utter Limon.
Sarah Reifers Argall.
Maijong Tong.
MD Shahariyar Ramdat Ula.
Bridget Howard.
Tiana Wright.
Dr. Lisa Geis, Dean of the College of Education and Leadership, and Dr. Janice Jones, Associate Dean in the College of Education and Leadership, will announce the names of the candidates for the award of master's degrees in the college. Candidates, please proceed to the stage as directed by the ushers.
Farheen Hussaini. Holly Sutherland. Ziba Yazdani. Megan Woodward. Michelle Fons. Haley Butler. Zena Wilson. Courtney Carino. Shamir Roundtree. Julie Brownell. Tamika Maribel. Carrie Waukee. Desiree Young. Kate Radel. Kay Bragg. Renee Morrow. Douglas Yarn. Casey Roosh Weiland. Terrence Slade. Lucia Mueller. Derek McAfee. Laura Blitchards. Catherine Voss. Brenda Litza. Kendra Terry. Pang Kang. Anne Cerniglia. Mackenzie Menifee.
Sarah Joseph.
Laquita Terrell.
Francis Daigle.
Jasmine Bounds.
Irene Rosado.
Jennifer Berry.
Mary Angela Roman.
Alexandria Harris.
Anna Voss.
Danielle Harris Robinson.
Victoria Beal.
Lakeisha Clark Willis.
Joseph Kovneski.
Leslie Robinson.
Rachel Borkowski.
Caitlin Donnelly.
Nicole Van Ruden.
Lauren Retzloff.
Alon Brick.
Nicole Ward.
Camille Christensen.
Judith Leahy.
Mansi Singh.
Michael Sweet.
Riley Jessett.
Michael Sheen.
Jerion Shell.
Abigail Frias.
Shayla Jackson.
Nichelle Prim Carter.
Shavonda Bethley.
Dornisha Hill.
Latoya Friend.
Lakeisha Hill.
Tamara Roby.
Markeisha Bradley.
Danya Shukfa.
Elizabeth Purse.
Elizabeth Bart.
Catherine Simple.
Payal Chowda.
Megan Mosley.
Brandon Porter.
Randolph Nichols.
Roddy Tavares.
Frederick Ganter.
Ariana Hernandez.
Laura Kiso.
Adrian Perez.
Trevor Stoltz.
Juan Corona.
Sarah Coburn.
Michael Weinstein.
Deirdre Dino.
Chase Cornett.
Blanca Moreno Alcala.
Molly Pritz.
Robin Coleman.
Amber Danius. Amber Mojica.
President Reinhardt, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the following doctoral degrees: a Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy. Each dissertation chairperson will join us on the stage to hood these candidates. A list of the dissertation topics and chairpersons is included in your program. Dr. Lisa Geis will read the names of the doctoral degree candidates as they cross the stage. Candidates and faculty dissertation chairs, please proceed to the stage.
Dr. Peter Jonas.
Dan Lococo, an exploration of the organizational environment supporting persons with disabilities in professional and skilled settings.
Dr. Aaliyah Baker.
Christopher Nunhoff, Dichotomy of Discourse, an ethnography framing the relationships between teacher and student at an orphanage school in Monrovia, Liberia. Rebecca Grease, Somatic Language Development, an exploratory case study of pre-kindergarten teachers' beliefs and practices. Tina Shanahan, The Opportunities and Tensions of Core Requisite Developmental Writing, a case study of an instructor's transition.
Dr. Meta Barron.
Linda Daly Barsh, The Effective Use of Auto-Titrating CPAP in Patients with Low Apnea-Hypopnea Index. Patrina McCoy Hart. A phenomenological study of the role of women in gendered organization, the lived experiences that contribute to underrepresentation of women in law enforcement. Antoinette Mensah. Encounter, Impact, and Transformation, the global twinning relationship between an archdiocese sister parish in the Caribbean and a local Midwestern parish.
Dr. Darnell Bradley.
Marijuana Van Dyke. Black names in white classrooms, teachers' behaviors and students' perceptions.
Dr. Carol Bronson.
Jill Olschlager. The impact of teachers' use of planning, monitoring, and evaluating metacognitively with a think aloud model on students' conception of their metacognitive regulation.
Dr. Eric Dimmitt.
Todd Burton. Organizing Marginalized Communities Online, a case study examining the use of social media by lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender military community leaders in advocating for inclusive military service.
Dr. Anthony Frontier.
Jan Griesbach, a longitudinal analysis of principles, reliability in evaluating teacher practices on the Danielson Framework for Teaching, from certification, calibration, and recertification. Matthew Chappell, Breaking Tradition, How One Public School District Transitioned from Traditional to Standards-Based Grading. Brenda Warren, Closing the Science to Practice Gap for Reading Instruction, a case study of two schools transitioning from balanced literacy to scientifically based reading instruction.
Dr. Janice Jones.
Jesse Brown, Urban Male Adolescence and the Adverse Childhood Experiences, a phenomenological study of the impact of ACEs on urban adolescent males residing in a large Midwestern city.
Dr. Janice Straub.
Tiara McMurtry, Leveling the Linguistic Landscape, a formative sociolinguistically informed professional learning series for teachers of African American adolescents.
Dr. Peter Jonas.
Anne Bryce, How Service Learning Affects Employability Skills, Empathy, and Civic-Mindedness of Computer Science Students. Scott Herdlicka, Inquiry into Commonalities of Sustainable Entrepreneurs. Pankeo Sahara, The Predictive Assessment for Virtual Education, the predictors of online student success using Dweck's mindset theory. Thank you. Candidates, please rise. By the authority vested in and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified, along with all the rights, privileges, and distinctions to which they entitle you. As has long been the custom at commencement, I ask you now to move your tassels from the left to the right. Pardon me, the right to the left.
All right, so that was a test to see how well you followed directions. I ask you to move those tassels from the right to the left as a sign of your transition from candidate to graduate. I also am going to ask all of our graduates to now turn and take a moment to acknowledge the family and friends who have provided unwavering support. Whether your journey to this moment has been 18 months or 7 years, you have family and friends who have provided unwavering support and love to you throughout. Graduates, please be seated. In addition to family and friends, the contributions of an extraordinary Stritch faculty have not only been essential to the achievements of graduates, but have also served as a great source of pride for the entire Stritch community and for all alumni. For those who just received their hoods, you now actually have a hyphenated name with your dissertation chair. I ask that the members of the faculty here with us today please rise and accept our gratitude on behalf of all you have done for this university. Faculty. In addition to our faculty, many others in the Stritch community have devoted countless hours to ensure that all our graduates receive the support necessary to arrive at this point today. It is also my privilege to once again introduce members of the Board of Trustees, members of the leadership team of this university, deans, associate deans. Please stand once again and be recognized for all your contributions. I also want to take a moment to recognize a number of individuals. They have regularly heard me refer to them as an intrepid, truly intrepid group of women who, without their extraordinary vision, for more than 80 years, we would not be here today. The Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi, who have literally given their lives to transform the lives of others. And I would ask that all of the members of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi here with us today please stand and be recognized so we can express our gratitude to you. As we reach the conclusion of this ceremony, one life chapter gives way to the next. May the careers or vocations you pursue be personally and professionally fulfilling. May they reflect the very best you have to offer in service to others. May your lives be filled with good health, much laughter, joy in the work you pursue, and the constant love of your family and friends. And may the most important marker of your success be an appreciation of what you have done in service to enhance the lives of others. As newly minted alumni of Cardinal Stritch University, you leave today with the intellectual and critical thinking skills necessary to successfully conduct the substantive work of your careers. but you also commence today with a deeper understanding of the Franciscan values that will be instrumental throughout your life as you frame your personal and professional interactions with others. Wear your alumni pins with pride and remember the importance of paying it forward. Please know that your ongoing support and contributions to this university are absolutely essential to ensure its long-term sustainability and the preservation of a legacy that has transformed your life and the lives of over 34,000 alumni who have graduated from this very special university. I ask you now to please rise for the concluding prayer that will be offered by Dr. Lisa Geis. Upon conclusion of the benediction, we ask that all graduates and guests please remain seated until after the recessional, which is an integral part of the ceremony. Dr. Scholes will lead the platform party in the recessional at the end. Dr. Geis.
May God's blessing follow you all as you find new journeys to travel. May you walk safely along the pathways of your dreams. May His gentle hand guide the decisions you will make and the passions you will follow. May your hearts and lives always reflect His love and truth. And may hope be a light within you that you carry into each day. Amen.